Let's go to Kaikoura. November's earthquake will cast a long shadow over schools in the town this year. It's forced one small school to close, and the 5 remaining in and around the town are expecting behavioural problems to emerge among some of their students. But it's not all bad. Kaikoura's children are likely to learn a lot about earthquakes and disaster recovery this year. Our education correspondent John Gerritsen has filed this report.
November's earthquake caused little physical damage to the 6 schools in and around Kaikoura, but the disruption it caused to the community has been the death knell for one of them, Linton Downs School. The principal, Sarah Logerson, says the 100-year-old country school no longer has enough students.
We lost one family due to the earthquake. Their house was red zone, so it was completely destroyed. So they've moved down closer to her family down towards Waikuku there. So that was a bit of a shame. And then we would have had 2 students. And then we consulted the community and found that there wasn't many more children coming through on the roll and stuff. So we've had to make the decision to actually close the school.
Sarah Logerson says the primary school was expected to close eventually, but the earthquake hastened its demise. Meanwhile, in Kaikoura itself, the principal of St Joseph's School, Mary Gray, says the earthquake is likely to have a delayed impact on children's behaviour.
The children superficially are very excited to be back because they want to be with their peers and their friends and catch up. I would imagine that down the track we might see some anxiety or some behaviours that, show that children are a little afraid. But we'll have things in place to make sure that we can manage that for them.
But the school won't be trying to keep the quake out of the classroom. In fact, Mary Gray says it will form the focus of this year's learning.
Our theme for the year, our inquiry, is Operation Rebuild, and we'll be looking at, rebuilding confidence and resilience. And obviously in our science, we've earmarked ecology and geology and the change to the environment so that the children have the background and the understanding of why earthquakes happen and how they happen.
The quake disrupted NCEA exams for Kaikoura High School students last year, but the principal, John Tate, says it's still got 100% pass rates at levels 2 and 3 and 95% at level 1.
Just on people attaining, it's been very good, but we feel it probably has affected the number of endorsements, merit and excellence endorsements, because they're a little bit down from last year. So some impact, but not huge.
But John Tate is wary about the ongoing emotional impact of the quake.
We're going to have to be pretty sensitive and have our antennae out, I think, over the year just to see how students are going. And for that matter, some of our staff have lost their homes. So it's going to be a year of looking out for each other.
Principals say that getting students back to school and back to a routine will be an important step in Kaikoura's recovery. The Education Ministry has provided the town schools with extra support, including staffing and funding guarantees and access to a mental health support team. For Checkpoint, John Gerritsen.